If you just follow the breath from the beginning to the end, exactly 6 times, 6 times greater one. Just patiently follow the breath from the beginning to the end. This is the way. And this another next. If we finish this, if we are stable in this technique in this way, I can extend. I will extend it another way. That is very similar to what the doctor. When the doctor take a examination, and this is actually, this meditation method is exactly connected with the medical science, the way that doctors treat the patient, because the Buddha himself is the doctor, and I'm a nurse of the Buddha, and we all following the instruction, the Dharma, right?
Yes.
Now I'm starting. Okay, we are closing the meditation session by saying, may this meditation help us lead us to peace and happiness. May this meditation
This meditation lead us to peace and happiness. May this meditation lead us to peace and happiness.
Next time, if you have a sitting session, I will switch on the Zoom 4:15. As long as I'm here in Cambodia, 4:15. That you have to just start joining the 4:15 exact time. I know the technical difficulty in when you Zoom and online. And do you see the screen share?
Yes, Master.
Every morning you have to learn a bit of the mindfulness meditation and scientific research always together. It means we try to update our brain to make us free from religious practice better than better religious practice than the scientific practice of the mindfulness meditation, right?
Yes.
This is the time and technology age, and everybody should understand this meditation would never be traditional and religious anymore as long as you study with me, and as long as you study this meditation internationally or universally. And here, how mindfulness meditation can scientifically cope with the diabetes. Because so many people suffer for diabetes type 1 or type 2 across the world. Even maybe in the Zoom, some people suffer for diabetes. Is there anyone who suffers for diabetes? If you are, please raise your hand. I want to see. Anyone who suffers for diabetes type 1 or type 2 in the Zoom? No one? Oh, healthy. I don't believe that some people can suffer for diabetes type 1 or type 2. Like Wanak, for example, Wanak has the type 2 diabetes very strong. He doesn't practice this meditation yet.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that, because this is really medicine. Because look here, if you will see, this is headline.com. Always I refer to that this website is very certain and stable and good knowledge. Headline.com. New research shows that mind-body practices, it means now we are practicing mind-body practices, right? Look, Chitanupasana, it is mind. Dhammanupasana, it is Cetasika, it's accompanied by the mind, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And Vidananupasana, it is also mental state, it's nama. And Kayanupasana is a body. So they says new research shows that mind-body practices rooted in mindfulness. Look how they try to precise, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Rooted in the mindfulness meditation is intended to be used alongside the current standard treatments. They put this mindfulness practice into the prescription to treat the patients for diabetes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Particularly in United States and Western European area, they use as a medicine to treat the patients. Here, my student, very close student, didn't do this yet, because he need to put it as like medicine. It is very, do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Very practical, and also no side effect when you practice this, and it also brings you to Nibbana while you are suffering in diabetes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If you do not practice this, how stupid you are. Look, you understand?
Yes.
Yes, understood, Master.
This is the reason I said very often, smart Dharma makes you smarter and makes you live smartly. And that makes you live happily and brings you to achieve Nibbana, right?
Yes.
At the same time, it cures so many diseases. It fixes you if there's something wrong inside yourself, right?
Yes.
Also, it keeps you fit and healthy. In English, they say fit as a fiddle, and that your shape becomes like a fiddle. Beautiful. When you practice this meditation, right?
Yes.
And by keeping blood glucose, look, when you practice this meditation, it regulates your blood glucose. The blood glucose, sometimes you eat a lot of sweet and like chocolate or sugar or milk and the Americano. If you just drink Americano is okay, but if you add that sugar and milk, it makes your blood glucose level high, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It pushes you to suffer for diabetes type 1 or type 2. This is the reason. By keeping blood glucose levels and regulating blood glucose level within a recommended range, here I just want to show you recommended range. Blood glucose levels recommended range is blood glucose recommended levels between 70 milligram and 100 milligram. Do you see?
Yes.
This is a range, blood glucose recommended levels. You have to keep this by practicing this every day. It is a kind of healing that treating you to be better in a healthy life, right?
Yes.
This meditation we are not practicing for religious purpose, to be maybe lucky or something else. If you want to be lucky, please try to follow the moral precepts, right?
Yes.
If you do not practice moral precepts, at least 5 precepts, you will never be lucky, because you lie very often, you steal very often, right?
Yes.
Some people are doing like this. So how can they become lucky if they don't practice the 5 precepts? If they really want to be lucky, follow the moral precepts, the 5 precepts. At least, if it is possible, follow the 8 precepts, right?
Yes.
Master.
And this is, you have to remember, there's a blood glucose recommended levels between 70 milligram and 100 milligram. And here at the blood glucose, that you need to take slow chewing the food. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
It quick.
that's-
If you do quickly, if you chew quickly, if you eat, if you eat just within 10 minutes, fast eat, it doesn't work because it makes you cause glucose high level because it cannot regulate your glucose, blood glucose, right?
Yes.
I have in Yangon my group and OGM members, and one of the senior doctor, 86 years old, his name is Dr. Plain Pei. He said, you have to follow the Buddha's teaching. Chewing, tasting, swallowing, everything. It takes time. Look, when I eat, always half an hour. Within half an hour, I finish my, so this makes me healthy life, right?
Yes.
When you chew mindfully, the blood glucose is regulating inside yourself, adjusting, regulating, normalizing, right?
Yep.
This is the reason even when you are eating, you are not eating alone for your energy, but eating mindfully and practicing this meditation. At the same time, you can achieve Nibbana while eating. But people are misunderstanding. They have to close their eyes, sit down just to get a Nibbana. Then nobody wants to do this. Even if the Buddha tells me to do this, I will run away because this is not the way to do, right?
Yes.
This is the way, even when you are eating, pay attention to each chew, each step, each movement of the food, swallowing up to down to the stomach. And this is called meditation. And that meditation can regulate your blood glucose level, adjust your blood glucose level. This is the reason this is instruction, Dharma is this instruction, and the Magga observing mind, is called medicine, right?
Yes.
And look, when the Dharma is instruction, it is taught by the Buddha, and the Buddha is the doctor.
Doctor.
You see
Yes.
clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
You should have in your heart, the Buddha is the doctor, the Dharma is instruction. I am a nurse. I'm a nurse who is very well trained skillfully for in these days scientifically and philosophically, psychologically, not religiously. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
I understand.
I am a nurse, and the Magga is the medicine
Yes.
that can cure the diabetes now. On this discourse, on this lecture, this can heal diabetes. This can remove diabetes. Diabetes is illness, dukkha satya, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And why diabetes? You want to eat so much sugar and milk, sweet. It's a craving for sweet, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And you can remove that craving by practicing this. This is the reason this medicine can remove that craving, the virus that makes you sick in the diabetes, right?
Yes. Master.
Yes.
I want you should tell your wanna try to take with us together. He cannot do alone actually. If he join here together, then he can do it. Then his diabetes will become better, and he can live longer life.
Yes.
We cannot praise, please, may wanna live long. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, Master.
Because you love wanna, and then we sit down together, please wanna sit in the middle. We will say, pray, wanna live long life. Doesn't work. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
Yes.
Bring him to in the middle of the meditation session together. And this is the way that we have to do. Because we take it practical medicine to remove the virus. The virus is Mudya Satya, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is how the Buddha is doctor, the Dhamma is instruction, the Sangha is the nurse.
Yes.
It's the
Magga Satya, observing mind, is
medicine.
medicine. And here on these lectures, diabetes is
The disease.
dukkha satya, and also where the
Satya.
craving for sweet, sugar, milk is called.
Samotaya Satya.
Mudya Sacha.
Number 15.
So these are all there within ourselves, right?
Yes.
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 And finally, if you can cure the diabetes, if you can remove the diabetes, and you reach the end of illness. This is called Nirodha
Yeah.
How nice it is, how practical, scientific it is, the Four Noble Truths, right?
Yes.
Yes.
As long as the Buddhist people do not understand this way, they will never be updated, they will never be modernized, and they are living in 2,500 years ago in religious level. That doesn't work. That closes our eyes down, and we become blind to the Buddha's teaching, right?
Yes.
Because we try to practice blind faith. The Buddha doesn't teach blind faith, but the Buddha teaches it very scientifically. Now you have to remember that blood glucose level is between 70 milligram and 100 milligrams. You have to see the recommended level. By keeping blood glucose levels within the recommended range, people can reduce their risk of complication associated with the type 2 diabetes. Here's also one of my meditation student, the doctor, she's Burmese from, she lives in United States and sometimes she stays in Taiwan. She is also senior doctor now. She knows this very well, better than I know. She's a quiet because she's a doctor. And it says type 2 diabetes associated with the type 2 diabetes. You know, when you have the type 2 diabetes, it's dangerous. Very dangerous. What happens, such as cardiovascular disease, that the cardiovascular,
Yes.
you know, this will be problem. And kidney damage, when you have the type 2 diabetes very strong, and your kidney will be damaged.
Yes.
When
Yes.
have you ever seen those who suffer for kidney damage?
Yes, so.
Yes.
These people are totally suffering because they have to operate and they have to put the straw inside to eat the food. You know this?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
terrible. They have to go often. They have to wash that kidney very often. Go to see the doctor maybe twice a week, a month, twice a month, like that. It is terrible. I saw one of the men in my eyes. He has never practiced this meditation. I told him to practice, but finally he died for diabetes, type 2 diabetes too. I was sorry for that because I don't want anyone who stay with me die for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and I will be stupid. I'm not stupid, I know, but those who doesn't follow the practice is stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
And also here the kidney damage and nerves damage. Also the nerves are damaged by the type 2 diabetes. And you lose memory. You forget very often. You become slowly that you suffer for dementia. And you become like a child that slowly. You forget everything. You're adult, what happens. But you remember only when you are a child. And you behave like a child at that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
How dangerous is it? And the vision problems also, when you suffer for type 2 diabetes, you can see very clearly. You can see everything clearly. Because the type 2 diabetes causes not to see clear. The vision problems. You understand?
Yes. I understand.
Also, mindfulness has been shown to be effective in supporting diabetes management. Right again, see, this is another website, diabetes.co.uk. This is another website. That mindfulness has been shown to be effective in supporting diabetes management. When you practice this mindfulness, you can manage the diabetes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, we say diabetes. This diabetes is actually dukkha sacca. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yes.
So that diabetes, dukkha sacca, don't talk about dukkha sacca. If you suffer of dukkha sacca, you have to see the dukkha sacca is in you. Don't talk other people. This is dukkha sacca.
Yeah, right.
Because you have that dukkha sacca inside yourself, right?
Yes. That's correct.
How to stop the dukkha sacca? You have to take a medicine. The illness, right? To stop the illness, you have to take that medicine. Medicine is mindfulness-based, vipassana, meditation. The way that I'm teaching and the way that you are practicing and following, right?
Yes.
A study conducted by researchers at the Department of Central Medicine, University of Kentucky, this in United States again, University of Kentucky established the regular practice of mindfulness meditation may have a potential to reduce a systolic, everybody knows this, right? Systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Maybe the doctor knows much better than I know. The systolic and the potential to reduce the systolic and hydraulic. Here, look, I want to see you. I want to show you. The normal blood pressure, systolic, and you see here?
Yeah, yeah.
120, normal is 120 and 80.
120.
Should be 120 and 80. This is normal. And a little bit elevated, a little bit higher, 120 and 129 and 80. This becomes a little bit higher, and the blood pressure. You have to remember all this. Maybe you should take a screenshot because it's important for you. It goes with mindfulness. I'm not doctor, but the Buddha is doctor, right?
Yes.
I am who I am. I am
Staff, you are the nursing
Staff.
staff.
nurse, right?
You are the well-trained nurse.
Well trained. I must be. Otherwise, I shouldn't be in front of you here right now to teach you. I'm ashamed to teach without practice. And the high blood pressure is 130 and 80 is too much. Now look, 80 and 89. It is high blood pressure. And hypertension is at stage 1, and a hypertension stage 2, high blood pressure is 140 or higher, or 90 or higher. Look how terrible it is, right?
Yes.
And after 40, I just want to remind you, after 40, you need every day take a blood examination. And these days, your iPhone can do this. You needed the Bluetooth, what do you say, the machine that measure the blood pressure?
Pressure cuff.
Yeah, you need to,
Pressure cuff.
yeah, you need to use together, connected with the iPhone, and you can see every moment. It is also recorded in the phone. The smart device can even remember how you suffer for this, right?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, Mister.
So smart device can work with your
Yes.
smart brain. Smart device cannot work with your religious brain. You hear
Yes, Mister.
Yes.
Yes.
Understand.
what I said?
Heart device work with heart brain.
Yeah, smart device can work with your smart brain. Smart device cannot work with the religious brain, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I just try to highlight to see you, to make you free from the religious cycle. Religion doesn't work. Sometimes when I talk about this, I feel sorry for Pope John Paul. He doesn't know about it. You understand?
Yes.
See, look how the Buddha becomes doctor, how the Dharma becomes instruction, how the Sangha becomes like a nursing staff, how the Magga Satcha, the observing mind becomes medicine, how your body and mind becomes illness, dukkha. How this illness is caused by craving, tanha, lobha, right?
Yes.
As Buddha
Yes.
said, all the dhammas are here in you when you practice this meditation. You see this chart, and here the normal, elevated, high blood pressure, stage 1 high blood pressure, stage 2, and a hypertension. Now the last one is now you suffer for hypertension, and then you have to just immediately go to see the doctor and discuss with and take some pills. This before you suffer for this. Now these are also hypertension is suffer so many people across the world. You understand? Even in one family, some people are suffer for hypertension, right?
Yes.
So this mindfulness meditation can manage even this blood pressure to regulate it to be normalized by mindfulness meditation, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is the reason the Kentucky University said established the regular practice of mindfulness meditation may have the potential to reduce systolic and diastolic blood pressure,
Diastolic.
which can subsequently reduce the risk of a hypertension. See how does it work? And a heart attack and stroke.
Hypertension.
These are the general problems, universal problems of humanity. If they practice this mindfulness meditation, not religiously but scientifically, that everything can be cured. How the Buddha is, you have to respect Buddha this way. If you have no understanding of this, that just bowing down to the Buddha is religious style, it brings you nothing. Look how many people are there in the world, in particularly in the traditional countries, and they bow down to the Buddha without understanding, right?
95%.
Yeah. Dr. Kofin told me the same thing. And according to the UK prospective diabetes study, again, the UK, and diabetic with the controlled blood pressure, which is within the normal range, are 30% less likely. Look, when you manage your blood pressure in normal range, 30% likely to suffer. It means it's not easy to suffer for diabetes when you can range that no blood pressure in range for 120, 80, 120, 80, all the way like this. You have to just try to keep it in normal range by taking blood examination every day. A smartphone where the device will be recorded inside itself. How the Buddha's teaching is, that you have to respect again and again. This is how nice, how Buddha's Dharma is. These days, the technology days, everything work fine with the Buddha's teaching. All the diseases, illness, because our life itself is the disease, right?
Yes.
This life embraces the disease because this is created by Samudaya Satya already.
Satya.
We have a lot of diseases if we are not living smartly with the Dhamma. If we are not living smartly with the Dhamma, we will die soon. Don't worry. If you want to die soon, don't do anything. But if you want to live longer, please start doing it as soon as you know it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And including heart attack, when you practice it, it can stop a heart attack. It's very hard to suffer for heart attack, very hard to suffer for strokes. When you compare to their poorly controlled counterparts, if you see that who don't practice this meditation, you are very much unlikely to suffer for such kind of a heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, so many things, This is the reason you need to practice as a medicine. So may all of you, by practicing this meditation moment after moment and a day by night, free from all kinds of illness and achieve peace of mind, nibbana.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu, ပါဗျာ
ဥပါဗျာဆရာပြည့်ရဲ့စတော့လည်းပြပါစီဗျာ
Any question? If you are not clear,
Clear.
clear because I am a well-trained nurse of the Buddha.
Yes. Absolutely.
Well-trained nurse of the Buddha, 20 years in the forest, 20 years in the forest, 50 years in the monastery, almost 33 years already. In the West, this is very expensive now, really expensive. You're just lucky to hear because I just take everything out from my heart and teach you. If you lose this, unlucky if you lose this training, right?
Yes.
So should we stop here because some other people can have to work?
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.